This the worst place to try anything on a plane. Not only you finna get federal offenses, man, you might have one of them undercover air marshals. The flight attendant ain't scared to get in your ass. The passengers ain't scared to get on your ass. Like, I don't see nobody trying to sneak your DNA on a plane. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought about this. I said, well, maybe he on to something. You know, somebody might trying to do some weird ass experiment. You never know in this world, these days, anything possible. But I don't see it happening on a plane. I think that motherfucker was either on some bad drugs or, you never know. The mules and shit, he might have done swallowed some shit trying to sneak it, and then the bag done bust open and now he hallucinating. But I don't see no, and he said several passengers, of course. I don't see several people trying to poke you with needles to get your DNA. You would think just one needle would do, if that was the case. But I think this dude was just on a bad trip. But for all his trouble, he got wrapped up like a plate, a barbecue plate, with the potato salad on it. They wrapped him up. I don't know. I just found that crazy as hell. But that saran wrap motherfucker. But I bet you it was Glad. I bet you it was Glad. Now, I'm telling you now. Shout out to Glad and protecting our airwaves. Moving right along. Man, I hated to hear this because I really fuck with Trey Songz. One of my favorite is Heart Attack. And if I lose you, I might lose who? Oh man, I fuck with Heart Attack. Me and Heart Attack go way back. And you know Trey Songz, pretty good songwriter / singer. But apparently he ain't good with these women, man. Allegedly now. Because I ain't trying to incriminate my boy. And this allegedly. He got the lawsuits ain't alleged. What he did in the lawsuit is alleged. Let's make that clear. Because he got 3 of them things. I'm talking about 3 of them things. They screaming rape and sexual assault. And me personally, you see this a lot here lately. And, this alleged on his part. So I'm not even talking about him no more. I'm just talking about in general. When you got famous people with money, I guess some of them kind of feel like can't nobody tell them no or or I don't want to do it. They not used to that because of they position or their authority, or I ain't gonna say authority, I'm gonna say their position or their status. Status is a better word. So I don't know, but I just feel like it's a lot of cases coming up with these women and powerful men. You know what I'm saying? And just my personal opinion. Once again, this don't reflect no publishers or platform that my shit is on. But I kind of feel like when a motherfucker used to people telling them yes all the time, they don't quite handle no that well. And I'm going to just leave that at that. And that's something they got to work on. And then I hate to, well, I don't really hate to. I don't really like getting on this because it puts me in a bad place as far as where we at in America. But I feel like reporting this just for the simple fact that it needs to be reported and it needs to stay on the front part of people's mind. The Ahmaud Arbery, the 3 men that killed him, they already been sentenced to life, but now they go on trial for the civil case, and that's in Georgia. Also, the 3 officers that watched George Floyd get killed by Chauvin, the guy that was holding his knee on his neck, they also on trial also. And I think Chauvin got like 22 and a half years, I think, something like that. But don't quote me on that. And, depending on how you feel about that, that may not be enough or that it ain't enough. But once again, I appreciate all comments, questions, thoughts. Marco Polo 2K at iCloud.com. That's my email. Polo_DA_swag_king. That's the Instagram. And Polo the Swag King 1 on Twitter. I would love to hear y'all thoughts and comments on that. And I said that to say this. You got Zimmerman. You remember the Trayvon Martin case? The teenager. I think that was in Florida. He got off. He didn't do no time. Then you got this guy. He's selling nuclear secrets. He thought it was to foreigners, but he was actually sold it to an FBI agent, undercover agent. So they got him rear-handed. And he only facing 10 years. But now, if you a felon with a gun, I don't know about other states, but here in Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, you talking 10 years. So I don't see how a felon with a gun looking at 10 is the same thing as a man selling nuclear secrets. Because, I can understand And all felons ain't dangerous. You know, it's called a non-violent offender. You got some people, they were just selling drugs or using drugs or too many DUIs or something like that. So all felons ain't violent. Let's get that clear. And so I think I'm going to take my chances with the felon with the gun as opposed to the guy selling nuclear secrets. Because now, me personally, from what I know about a nuke, man, you talking about a 15 square mile radius. And then the radiation go keep killing for years after that. Then it's going to knock out everything electronic within that radius, everything. So I mean, I think I'm going to take my chances with that felon with the gun. So I said all that to say this, man. The justice system, once again, is Polo's POV. The justice system is outdated and need to be rewrote from the ground up. Because if you think about some of these laws and some of this stuff, most of that shit was put in place. Some of us weren't even born. Some of us, you know what I'm saying? It's just outdated. It's obsolete at this point. And so I feel like from the ground up, you need to write laws and stuff that fits the times. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 2022, baby. We got Teslas now. You know what I'm saying? You got flying cars. I mean, you seen the damn thing? It's like a robot in the kitchen. You program that motherfucker. He sit there. It's like two arms that hang out your fucking ceiling. That motherfucker cook for you. You know what I'm saying? We could fly motherfuckers outside of Earth and back, out of orbit and back down. So no way we still going by the same laws now. I mean, if you're with me, if you feel me, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm just saying, that's some real shit. And I also want to touch on this real fast, and I'm going to go and get on up out of him. For all the people, because I was one of these people until I got informed on it. For all the people, like when you see the U.S. over there and we talking that shit about Russia talking that shit about us because of Ukraine. And you might be one of the people that I used to be. Man, why the hell we won't mind our own damn business? Well, let me tell you. That's what I'm for. Let me tell you why we ain't gonna mind our own fucking business. Because we can't just let Russia take over Ukraine. Because if they just take over, that's sending a message to the rest of the world. Man, the U.S. just be bluffing. They ain't gonna do shit. And because China want to take over some shit too. They got a few countries. They don't mind deboing over that motherfucker. But here's the thing. By us being in NATO, that's basically, like I said, NATO ain't basically nothing but a big ass gang. And it's strength in numbers. I think it's Canada, Germany, France. So we can't just leave a motherfucker out by themselves. Because believe it or not, we might be big bad United States, but we can't hold up by ourselves. You don't want to be on the world stage with what is it, 200 and some odd countries, a little over 200 some odd countries. I don't know. Somebody help me out on that one. But you don't want to be over here by yourself and don't nobody fuck with you. And you think you can do everything on your own. You got to look at trade, imports. You know what I'm saying? Just pick up something in your house. 9 times out of 10, that shit probably say made in China. So you can't just be by yourself like, yeah, we don't fuck with y'all. We good over here. Because it's not good on the world stage. That's what you got to look at. And here's another thing. Ukraine is right beside Russia. And the only reason Putin cutting up, because he don't want Ukraine to join NATO, which will make them part of our game. And then we can set up shop over there, military bases, surveillance, help spy on Russia. You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't want them to have no nuclear weapons. Because if they got nuclear weapons and Russia take their ass over, now Russia got nuclear weapons. So that's why we can't mind our own business. It's more at stake than just because we let them go over there and debo that country. Then the other country was like, well, I'm gonna go over here and debo this country, and then it's gonna be unstable over there. And that ain't gonna help nobody. But now at the same time, Russia don't want us over there. You know, and I can kind of understand Putin on that now. You don't want the enemy right next door. Because he might try some shit. And then you ain't going to have time to react because he right there. You want to keep his ass across the water over there, across the sea. By the time they got something going on, you kind of got a heads up. But I don't know. I don't think he really just go invade because he, from my understanding, we go threaten to shut down the gas line that run from, I think, Russia to Germany or something like that. It's a gas line over there. And the U.S. threatened to shut it down if he move in. And see, you already know when it come to that money, Motherfucker get some act right. You know what I'm talking about? It comes to that money. Motherfucker, you know what? I changed my mind. It's all good. How you doing today, my brother? Motherfucker get real peaceful when you get to fucking with their money. Well, I'm tired of talking y'all ear off. This has been another episode of Polo's POV. Like I said, you can hit me up at MarcoPolo2K at iCloud.com. Polo_DA_swag_king on Instagram. Polo the Swag King 1 on Twitter. And until next time, y'all, be good and be safe. Peace.